Hello everybody, this is the Blockernator, and you're listening to the Blockercast. Been a while since I've done one of these. I think I might start doing them regular. I'll post an update on my Facebook, and y'all can send in questions or something, if there's anything, like, burning you want to ask me. So, it's, depending on the time you're watching this, it's either right at Halloween or like the day before. So, my Halloween plans. I don't really have much going on right now. Might watch a movie or two. I don't really celebrate Halloween as much because, I'm 22 years old. I don't trick or treat anymore. I took my siblings trick or treating a few years ago, and I dressed up as Bray Wyatt, my favorite wrestler. But that's really it. And, I live in pretty much the middle of nowhere, so there's no kids coming out here to actually trick or treat anyway, so, Halloween's not something that's very big for me to celebrate. I don't think, but I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving either. I'm not a very festive holiday person, except around Christmas time. Like, I've become pretty much a junior Buddy the Elf around Christmas time. And that's like 2 months away. I can't wait for that, by the way. Yeah. So, I have a few movies on my watch list. There's a few anime on my watch list I might check out, like Parasite the Maxim. I might watch an episode or two of that. Maybe. I went to the library today, too. Yeah, I always go to the library. They have some pretty interesting stuff there. I don't go there to read novels. I always find, I like nonfiction stuff. I like trivia and just random facts and statistics and stuff. So, I got the history of certain things. I love the For Dummies series of books. Today I got some books about professional wrestling. A couple biographies. The trivia book, some kind of how to win on game shows trivia book, or ultimate trivia guide or something. I have to look at the title again. So that's always fun. I like going to the library. I've actually never... Today was the first day I went to the, juvenile adult nonfiction section. Because I just figured, why not? I mostly stick to the DVDs and the graphic novels. Because, in the graphic novels, they actually have manga. And, I always check them out. I always just pick up a random manga every now and then. Oh. And, by the way, I found out something interesting today. In the non-fiction section, of all places, they have manga there. They have an entire graphic novel section. And they keep, a good choice of manga there, along with some other comics and such, but I'm not really into actual, comics. I never found superheroes all that interesting. But they have manga in the non-fiction department. I have no idea why. It's under a section called, foreign literature, I believe. Yeah, foreign literature. So that was weird. I found they actually have a lot of the more mainstream stuff there, too. The graphic novel section, they have a little bit more obscure stuff, like The Big Adventures of Madoka, and like Inubaka and Yotsuba. But actually, in the foreign literature section, they had One Punch Man, My Hero Academia. It's crazy. And remember what I said last week? Or when I did my collection video? About the Azumanga Daioh Omnibus, how they never have it. Turns out I was looking in the wrong place. That's right, I kept checking the graphic novel section, when really it was in the nonfiction section, a place I don't really go to all that much. Great. So I finally found it. It's not that it was getting checked out all the time, it's that I wasn't looking for it in the right place. Because when I saw that, I thought, man, that has to be a mistake. But it wasn't. I don't know, it's just really, really odd to me. I don't get it. I don't know, who thought that was a good idea, really? Anyway, I go there for the movies. Most of the time I don't never really have something specific in mind. Not always. Well, usually I go and try and find a James Bond movie. I've been watching them all in kind of a sequential order. I'm up to The Living Daylights right now. I also got Die Another Day today, and I'm gonna check them out again. Because I've seen a lot of them all before. And I also got a season of one of my favorite TV shows, 24, and I've been watching it lately. Yeah, and yes, 24 is one of my favorite TV shows. That's really all there is to talk about. Yeah, my Halloween plans and going to the library. Yeah, there's not much to say. I just got home, I watched, The Living Daylights, and I have to say, Timothy Dalton is definitely one of the best Bonds. I've said my whole life, Sean Connery is my favorite Bond, and I'll fight anyone I'll fight anyone who says he's not. But I have to say, Timothy Dalton really surprised me. He's a really good Bond. Him in Living Daylights and License to Kill, those are some of the best movies. Well, License to Kill is a lot better than The Living Daylights. I feel that his best was License to Kill, his worst was The Living Daylights. Sean Connery, on the other hand, I feel his best is You Only Live Twice. Yeah, You Only Live Twice is definitely my second favorite Bond. That or From Russia with Love. Those two are my top two. I feel his weakest is Thunderball. George Lazenby, since he was obviously only in one Bond, he can only be, his one movie was the best and worst. Dalton already said License to Kill was better than Living Daylights. Roger Moore. My favorite Roger Moore movie is, surprisingly, is A View to a Kill. It's just so weird. Like, you got Grace Jones and freaking Christopher Walken as, bad guys. He's just so deliciously evil. It's fascinating. He just guns down his own people when they're inconvenient to him. Roger Moore's weakest, though, I definitely have to say, is probably The Man with the Golden Gun. Or Moonraker. No, Moonraker. Moonraker's definitely the worst Bond movie. I don't know. I think Spectre is far worse. Speaking of worse, Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig, in my opinion, is the worst Bond. Well, he's not the worst Bond. No, yeah, I'd have to say he is. I don't know. I like the humor. I always like the dark, weird humor of the early Bonds. That carried over through pretty much all of them. Sure, it went a little too far sometimes, but still, the humor is what separates James Bond from all the other action movies. So it makes him unique. And my cat just walked in here. Anyway. But yes, I don't think Daniel Craig is a very good Bond. Especially Spectre. That movie was just awful. I mean, I'm going to be honest. With, Craig, there's very little in over-the-top action scenes. Like, even in the ultra-serious License to Kill and Living Daylights, it has some funny moments, like when he's got the henchman dangling by his foot at the end of Living Daylights and Bond cuts his shoe off and he falls to his death. You don't get stuff like that with Craig. Because they try to be so dark and gritty with his movies that it really suffers, unfortunately, in my opinion. Because his movies, they just don't feel like Bond. They just don't. Everything I saw in The Living Daylights, or not The Living Daylights, what am I talking about? Everything I saw in all of Daniel Craig's movies didn't feel like I was watching Bond. They felt like I was watching an episode of 24. I like 24, but I like 24 and Bond for different reasons. And trying to make Bond into, Jack Bauer or 24, it's not going to work. Because it's just two different, humors, two different styles of show. 24 is based all around dark and gritty and serious, while Bond just isn't. Bond is meant to be lighthearted. Bond is meant to be comedic. Too comedic. If you go too off the wall with the comedy, you get The Man with the Golden Gun. But the right balance of comedy and seriousness is what makes a Bond movie great. But, yeah. Anyway, at the library today, I didn't really get too much. I got the next couple volumes of Yotsuba, which is slowly becoming one of my favorite manga. I really like it. I really like the humor. I really like the humor. I really like the art style of it. I got really an Azumanga Daioh vibe from it. Speaking of Azumanga Daioh, I got the omnibus for it, and I've been breezing through that today. I got Casino Royale by Ian Fleming. It's a James Bond novel, of course. I got the next volume of the Chunin exam of Naruto. Other than that, I think that's really it. I didn't really get a whole lot today. I got 13 books, but 4 of them were Yotsuba. There's one called about the history and impact of anime and manga, which I really want to read that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like going there. It's fun. It's fun. It's relaxing to me, and it's quiet. Yeah. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I know this was a little short. Well, it's almost 14 minutes now. Over 14 minutes now, but thank you for listening. This has been the Blocker Nerd, and I will see you next time.